should be played at high volume. This should be played at high volume. This should be played at high volume. Preferably in a residential area.
The following thoughts on Happy Hour do not represent Cox Media Group or its sponsoring. Anything you hear may and will be used against you. Thank you. Voted as best local podcast in Tampa Bay by the Creative Loafing. You're listening to Happy Hour.
What up? What's happening? This is Happy Hour. I am your host, Ryan Hoppe, and I find this next guest to be very unique. She is being claimed by the media as a doppelganger, a lookalike of the Republican known as Ted Cruz. She has been offered $10,000 to be in a pornographic video. On the phone line is Searcy Hayes. How's it going?
It's doing good.
Okay, so I saw this on the Huffington Post, and it caught my eye. So you've been offered $10,000 to be in a porno film because you look like Ted Cruz. I got that right?
Yes.
And now, what was the ultimate decision? Have you agreed on terms to be in the film, or are you thinking it over?
We're kind of thinking it over.
Now, when the thinking process comes through, you have to admit, getting $10,000 on the spot is very intriguing, but also the porno would be on the internet forever. Is there a part of you that's thinking about that aspect?
I mean, there's, a part that's saying, yeah, do it because, you have a family to take care of. Why turn, $10,000 down? Who's to say, yeah, there might be another porn site that says, oh, I give you, like $8,000 to do it. But yet I turn a $10,000 down and do that one. It wouldn't make sense. And I mean, they offer me that much money, that's enough to keep my son, prepared on everything. That gives him his trailer paid off, that gets us a newer vehicle and everything. I mean, I want to do it, because more of my body's telling me to do it, because that's a great offer. But it's like that one little piece of body in me that's saying, are you sure? So, I mean, I haven't really said no, but it's more or less, like I've done said yes.
How tempting is it? Because I feel like a lot of people are going immediately to the internet to be mean, and they're not giving you credit because you're trying to help out your family. You're 21 years old, and you're trying to help out your kid. Don't you think the internet's being unfair?
It's not like, I'm doing it just to be doing it.
Yeah.
I'm doing it, because they gave me that offer. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take it and run with it. It's all I got to do is, like a 6 minute. He said after that 6 minutes, he said I could cut it off. So all it is exactly 6 minutes.
If you were to enjoy doing it and it were to be easy, would you keep on doing it if, let's say, Vivid Entertainment were to give you a good offer?
I mean, yeah, if somebody gave me, more than $10,000, to keep doing it, yes, I would keep doing it. Because the way I see it is I'm just steady sitting there supporting my family. I'm not doing it just to be doing it. And if somebody says, hey, I'll let you do this, but I can't pay you, well, then, no, I'm not going to stick my body out there if I'm not getting nothing in return. You see what I'm saying?
Now, is there any part that's off limit? Have they given you the terms? Because I'm not in porn. I'm never going to be in porn because I'm not big enough. But my thing is, have they said you're going to do this act? Are you going to kind of wing it? How does the planning process go to potentially be in a porno?
I mean, it's like I'm making my own video. He just told me, do as many positions as I could in 6 minutes.
Who will you be making this potential film with if you do agree to do it? Is it going to be with your significant other? Is it a porno actor? Who do you plan on potentially making it with?
It's my fiance.
And what does he think about the potential idea of the video being out there forever? Or is there a part of him that's just happy that he's having sex with you again?
He's more or less, saying for me, to take it and everything. And he said, it's not like we're supporting, everybody else. He said we're supporting, you're doing it to support all of us. So, I mean, he's telling me to take it too. So, I mean, I don't know.
What I like about you, because I'm good at picking up vibes, what I like about you is you're an independent woman who works hard, who's trying to make a living for your family. Has there been a lot of slut shaming from people that hide behind a keyboard and say mean things?
Yes.
How does that make you feel? Because I work in radio, so I get it occasionally, but I've never made national headlines for anything. How are you reacting to the vicious comments online?
Some of it, I ignore, but then there's, some that, I'm like, why is it any of y'all's business, I mean, I'm doing it for my family. Why is it you? Why are you worried about me?
Now, you live in a small town, right?
Oh, yeah.
Has there been a lot of attention towards you over this? What's the reaction been like?
I haven't had really nobody in public, stop me and ask me, though.
That's good. Now, what else I want to ask you, too, Searcy, is I want to ask you, who have you been talking to besides your significant other about the ultimate decision of being into porno or not? Like, when I went into radio, I talked to a mentor of mine since I was in 4th grade, my parents, my friends. Who have you talked to about the potential decision? Who's giving you advice?
Everybody's, sending me friend requests on Facebook, and they're like, you should take that offer. And I'm like, thanks. I've had more say, take that offer and run with it, because who's to say, you might never get, anybody else, to give you that offer. So what I did, is I'm telling, everybody on my Facebook page that tell me, take and run with it. I say, thanks. It's like my family or nothing. It's like all of them are turning me down.
How does that make you feel? Because to me, that's a sign that your family doesn't really get what you're going through. Am I correct about that?
Yes.
How does that make you feel that your family is sort of potentially rejecting you and not helping be by your side during these tough times?
It hurts, but, at the same time, I just just go on with my life.
Now, when did you realize that you do resemble Ted Cruz? Did you notice it maybe when you're watching CNN and you see a debate? Did someone tell you? When did you realize that you're a doppelganger of him?
Well, see, I've had people, tell me there's one picture they took off of me whenever I was on the Maury show itself to do the DNA on my son. And then they had one picture. The way I was turned in the picture, everybody tells me, that I look like his twin. Or, his sister, I look like his daughter, something like that. But on the rest of them I have not seen that picture. So me with the other ones that I've seen, I'm like, no, I don't look like him,
Now,
because I see no resemblance.
So you don't think you look like Ted Cruz?
No.
I think there's a resemblance, but I think people are being way too harsh when they say that you look like Ted Cruz. You know what I mean? Like, people say that I have sloth-like qualities, that I look like Sloth from the Goonies, but that doesn't mean you're a doppelganger. You know what I mean? I think people are being too harsh.
Yeah.
Now, what was it like when you were on Maury's show? How did you get on there?
My husband called and got his DNA, set up. Told him that, he needed DNA because he didn't think the baby was his. They paid for our trip and everything. And then we found out the results. He come out to be the father and everything. Well, then, after my show had aired and everything, they called us back. They said, have you seen all the, comments in the internet sensation that you're an internet sensation? I said, no. And they was like, well, are you a big fan of YouTube, the internet, other than Facebook? I said, no, not really. I said, I stay more or less on Facebook, than I do anything. And that's whenever they said, well, we'll pay for your trip if you'll come do like a talk funny video thing. I said, okay. And then I went up there, done that video, and then I come back and I had everybody, giving me interviews and everything. So, my life's, is going crazy right now.
How have you been dealing with all the pressure and all the limelight that's been going on you? Do you meditate? Do you relieve some anxiety with your husband, if you know what I mean? How have you been dealing with the pressure that's been on you, Searcy?
There's some stuff that's just said to me that I just let it go on, because I'm thinking like in the long run, God will, pay them back for hurting, making me feel bad and everything and not, giving me the promotion and everything. So, I feel like, just leave them alone. Don't say nothing back. and, let God handle everybody.
Now, you just used the word God, so I'm assuming you're religious. Is the Lord Jesus the person that you sometimes go to during hard times?
Yes, there's, times that I sit, and, like before all this started happening, there was, times that I sat there and I was like, well, how am I going to get my rent money? How am I going to get my lights paid, or how am I going to come up with $20 more to put on my water bill,
Yeah.
There was just stuff, like how am I going to get my son's diapers and everything. And, there was times I just sit in my room at night after my husband fell asleep, and I would just sit there and, I start asking myself why. And there was some nights, that I woke up that next morning and, hey, people were walking up to me, hey, here's $20 for your son, go get whatever. Or, here's $20, use it for whatever. And I'm like, hey, God is real. He just answered, my prayers and everything. So, I believe in him every day, but, I'm not the one that sits there and goes to church every day. Yeah, I still do wrong things, but I ask for forgiveness in the long run, I never sit there, and turn against my God.
Now, I'm not a religious person, so I don't judge you whatsoever about potentially making a pornographic film. But what do you think about the aspect that God wants us to wait till we're married? Is there a part of you that would feel bad if you were to make the films?
The way I see it is everybody has done just about broke that rule.
Yeah. I never thought of that.
I've seen more, over half of the world that's not even married, and they'll be like, oh, I didn't have sex with this one. Okay, why are you telling me, are y'all married? No, we're not married or anything. We just got together, Why are y'all sitting there trying to judge somebody that, does a pornograph and you're not even married to this guy that you have been, having sex with and everything for 2-4 years now? You know what I mean?
Oh, totally.
Yeah. I forgive. I see that God's going to punish all of us one day for not being married and having sex before you get married.
That's what I find so phony about how the media has been covering you. Anybody that would be offered $10,000 to have sex on camera for 6 minutes would probably take it. And I love how they're trying to slut shame you. But the same thing is, everybody watches porn. And I would say 80% of people now don't wait till they're married, or they at least want to have sex if they could. That's what annoys me the most, Searcy, is everybody's being so unfair on you.
Yeah.
Now, before I let you go, when do you think you're going to come up with the ultimate decision about potentially being in a pornographic film based on the potential resemblance to Ted Cruz?
Well, I think I'm going to go ahead and do it.
You are?
Yes.
So you can say right now, officially on Happy Hour, the award-winning podcast in Tampa Bay, it's official. You're going into porn, or you're going to make this 6-minute video. Is that what I'm hearing?
Yes.
Well, Searcy, I don't blame you whatsoever. If somebody wanted to have sex with me for $10,000, I would probably do it. I don't have morals, but you're doing it for a different reason. To say I look up to you would be weird, but at the same time, I respect that you're doing this for your family, and I respect that you don't care what anybody says, and who knows, maybe I'll watch the tape.
Okay.
Have a good day, Searcy, and I appreciate you being on Happy Hour, and good luck. Remember, if any haters get on you or your family rips on you, remember that Ryan Hoppe, this little podcast in Tampa Bay, has your back, Searcy.
Thank y'all.
All right, have a good day, Searcy.
You too.
All right, bye. And there you have it. Some breaking news on Happy Hour. Searcy Hayes is going to be making a 6-minute pornographic film because she has potential resemblance to Ted Cruz. And here's the thing. You're going to have all these pieces of dirt online. You're going to have all these scumbag leeches. You're going to have all these internet pussies. You're going to have all these keyboard warriors call her a whore and a slut and a skank. I'm not saying I agree with the decision, and I'm not saying I'm disagreeing with the decision. But how about you be in a tough position where you are living paycheck to paycheck in Mississippi? How about you be in a position where you have a kid to support? How about you be in a position where you need to make it in life? Shut the hell up and quit slut shaming her. And trust me when I say she's going to be the next Lisa Ann of the Ted Cruz world. I mean, if it worked for Lisa Ann as she resembled Sarah Palin, trust me when I say Searcy Hayes is the next big thing. Get what I did there?
Happy Hour. Happy Hour.